Mira Chen stood at the tall iron gates of Unity Prime University. The morning wind brushed her short, dark hair. Her sharp eyes watched everything. 4 years ago, these gates had welcomed her, a young student with dreams of studying literature. Now they seemed cold and strange. She was no longer the same person. The war had changed her. The students around her laughed and chatted. They walked quickly to their classes, backpacks full of books, heads full of simple worries. None of them looked twice at Mira. They could not see the scars under her sleeves or the weight in her eyes. They could not know that her ears still listened for plasma fire, that her muscles tensed at every sharp sound. She was only 22, but she felt far older. Her boots made no sound as she stepped forward. Her movements were too smooth, too quiet. She carried only a small black duffel bag. The war had taught her to travel light, to always be ready to move. Her posture was too straight, her eyes too alert. Habits burned deep by years of fighting across cold starships and burning colonies. 3 years of war had turned her into a weapon. And now she was here, back to school. Trying to be normal, but nothing was normal anymore. Inside the admissions office, a young woman with bright makeup greeted her with a smile. The name tag read, Kayla Jin. "Welcome back," Kayla said cheerfully. "You must be Mira Chen, and you're a veteran. That's so brave of you. We have programs to help you adjust to normal life. Normal life." Mira almost laughed. There had been nothing normal about charging enemy lines, nothing normal about seeing friends die under alien fire, nothing normal about fighting an empire that wanted to wipe out humanity, nothing normal about surviving when others didn't. Instead, she only nodded. "Thank you." Her voice was quiet, flat. The war had taught her that loud voices got you noticed, and attention got you killed. Kayla handed her a stack of papers and spoke quickly about campus resources, support groups, and fun student events. Her words seemed like a foreign language. Mira signed the papers and took her new class. Scheduled Introduction to Galactic History, Basic Mathematics, Freshman Writing, Literature survey classes for young students who had never left their homeworlds. Mira had fought battles on 3 planets. She had ordered orbital strikes. She would sit in classrooms with kids who thought the war was just something they saw on the news. She walked toward the dormitories, her boots silent, her steps light, always ready, always alert. The dorm was a tall building with bright windows, to open, to exposed. Mira climbed the stairs quietly, avoiding the elevators. Habits from war. She reached room 36. Her name was on the door. Inside, the room was clean, simple, 2 beds, 2 desks. One side was decorated with posters and photos. The other side was empty. Mira placed her duffel bag on the bare bed. Her sharp eyes scanned the room. Thin walls. Only one lock on the door. No blackout curtains. No safe angles. The war was over, but her body still screamed. Danger. The door opened. A girl with bright pink hair walked in, holding 2 coffees. "Hi," she said with a big smile. "You must be my new roommate." "I'm Lana." Mira studied her. Young, soft, carefree. No signs of fear. No signs of danger. The kind of person who still believed the universe was a safe place. "I'm Mira," she said simply. For days, Lana tried to be friendly. She invited Mira to study groups, offered her snacks. But Mira was strange. She kept her few things in perfect order. Clothes folded with military precision. Books lined up by size. She checked the door lock 3 times each night. She never opened the window. She woke at dawn, slept with her back to the wall. One morning, Lana finally asked, "Why do you do all this?" "It helps me sleep," Mira answered softly. The truth was, she barely slept at all. Every creak of the walls, every footstep in the hallway sounded like an enemy raid. Her mind knew the war was over, but her body did not believe it. Their first class together was galactic history. The room was large, full of young students. Professor, a thin man named Dr. Kylan, stood at the front. "Today," he began, "we will discuss the Human-Valari War, a war won by human strategy and minimal casualties. Mira's grip on her pen tightened. Minimal casualties? She remembered the colony transports that had burned in orbit. She remembered her squad leader, torn apart by plasma fire. She remembered the screams, the blood, the endless days of fighting with no sleep. A student raised a hand. Are there any veterans in this class? I'd love to hear a real story. Mira stared down at her desk. No one wanted real stories. They wanted glory, not the nightmares. She stayed silent. The professor glanced around awkwardly. Some veterans are on campus, he said, but they prefer privacy. After class, Lana walked with her. Why didn't you speak up? Lana asked. It would have been so cool. Cool? Did Lana think it was cool to watch friends die? Cool to fight hand-to-hand in the dark? Cool to kill things that bled strange colors and screamed in alien tongues? It was just a job, Mira said quietly. They both knew that wasn't true. At lunch, they sat in the noisy cafeteria. Students joked and laughed. Life was bright and simple for them. Mira ate slowly, always watching, always listening. Then suddenly, there was a loud crash. A metal tray hit the floor. Plates clattered. The sharp sound echoed like gunfire. In an instant, Mira was on her feet. Her chair flew back. Her eyes swept the room, hands clenched, heart racing, reflexes kicking in, her body ready for battle. The cafeteria fell silent. Dozens of students stared at her. Phones came out. Whispers filled the air. Crazy vet. Unstable. Mira's face burned. Her hands shook. Her heart pounded. She could hear her squad commander's voice in her head. Move. Cover the exits. Check for threats. But there were no threats. Only frightened students and a boy who had dropped his lunch. Lana gently touched Mira's arm. It's okay. Just an accident. Mira forced herself to breathe, forced her heart to slow. But the damage was done. She could feel the stares. Judgment. She needed air. She walked quickly out into the courtyard, trying to calm the storm inside her. But deep down, she knew she would never be the same. And this school did not want to know. The next morning, Mira sat in a small office across from a man in a suit. His name was Mr. Han, the university counselor. He spoke softly, carefully. His words felt heavy with hidden meaning. Mira, he began, students are concerned about what happened in the cafeteria. Some feel unsafe. I think it would be good for you to take some time. Maybe online classes? It wasn't a suggestion. It was a warning. Be invisible. Stay quiet. Don't scare the others. Mira stared at the wall behind him, her face calm. Inside, her blood burned. She had fought monsters. She had survived battles where entire cities burned. And now, she was told to hide because of one simple mistake, because her body still reacted to sounds. It's like plasma fire. She left the office without a word. But the message was clear. The school didn't want her here. Not really. Later that day, she was called to the dean's office. The room smelled of expensive perfume. The dean, a thin woman with sharp eyes, sat behind a polished desk. Mira, the dean said, we value your service, truly, but parents are upset. Students are frightened. Perhaps online classes would help you. Adjust. Mira finally spoke. Adjust to what? To pretending the war didn't happen? The dean gave a cold smile. We are an academic institution. War is over now. It's time to move on. Mira stood. Her voice was steady. Some wars don't end just because you say so. She walked out, her heart pounding. They wanted her gone, quietly erased, problem to be hidden. But Mira had not survived 3 years of war to back down now. That night, she sat alone in the library. A dark corner, clear view of every exit. Students avoided her. The whispers had grown, crazy vet, dangerous, broken. She opened a book on starship combat. The words blurred, her hands shook. Part of her wanted to leave this place, escape the stares, the judgment. But another part, the soldier part, refused to give up. A shadow crossed her table. Mira looked up. A tall man stood there, calm eyes, steady posture. His movements were too controlled, too careful. "Another veteran? Mind if I sit?" he asked quietly. She nodded. "I'm Darius Kim, Navy Siege of New Carthage. Mira Chen, Ground Forces." No more words were needed. They both knew the weight the other carried. The silence between them was one of shared understanding. "I heard about the cafeteria," Darius said. "Happens to all of us. I nearly dove for cover when a car backfired last week." Mira gave a small, tired smile. "You're not alone," Darius continued. He slid a small card toward her. "Thursday night's the Lost. A place for people like us." Mira studied the card. For the first time, a small spark of hope. Maybe she wasn't so alone after all. Thursday night, a small bar off campus, no flashing lights, no loud music, just quiet voices. Inside, 2 tables pushed together. 8 people sat, talking in low voices. Darius waved Mira over. "Everyone, this is Mira. Ground Forces." A woman with short gray hair raised her glass. G1. Medcorps. 2 years patching up what the war broke. Others introduced themselves. Pilots, engineers, soldiers, veterans of the same war, carrying the same scars. They talked about the things no one else understood. The constant alertness, the nightmares, the anger at being treated like they were broken. "My roommate thinks I should tell war stories," one woman said bitterly. "She wants tales of glory, not the truth. I think we should be grateful to be back." Another added, "They don't understand. Part of us never came back." Mira listened. Slowly, the tightness in her chest loosened. These people knew. These people understood. Then Darius leaned forward. "The Dean wants us to disappear. We can't. The galaxy is still dangerous. People like us, we're needed." "How?" Mira asked. "By staying visible? By speaking truth? They want to forget the war. We won't let them." 2 days later, after literature class, a young woman approached Mira, sharp eyes, a notebook in hand. "Hi, I'm Lynn Araya. Campus paper. I want to write a story about veterans like you. How you're adjusting." Mira almost walked away, another reporter wanting a feel-good piece, but something in Lynn's face stopped her. The girl looked sincere. "I'll tell you the truth," Mira said. "Not what you want to hear." They sat in a quiet corner. Mira told her about the war, the real war, the things humans had done to survive, the things they'd become. We learned to kill, to sacrifice, to lose everything. And now they want us to pretend it didn't happen. Lynn listened, her pen still, her eyes wide. "Didn't know," she whispered. "No one wants to know," Mira replied. The article hit campus 2 days later. "Veterans, the price of victory." It spread like wildfire. Students read it in shock. Whispers changed. Some looked at Mira with new respect, some with shame. The dean summoned her again. This time Mira stood tall. "You've caused quite a stir," the dean said coldly. Mira met her gaze. "I earned the right to be here. We all did." And this time, she did not back down. That night, Mira sat with the lost. Outside, the city lights twinkled. Inside, there was laughter, real laughter. For the first time, Mira felt at peace. The war had changed her. The school had tried to forget her, but she would not be erased. She would fight. At this time, she would win.